We are now officially in the month of February, which is a pretty big month, including the fact that Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is releasing on the 12th, and we also have probably brand new news coming in from the Pokemon Company, as there's rumored Pokemon Directs coming very soon, which could actually have the remakes that people have been waiting for. But there still is one other thing that many people are leaving out, is the big anniversary. Last year we had a big anniversary celebration for none other than Mario. It was Mario's big 35th anniversary in September, and we've been celebrating, and looks like we're going to continue celebrating all the way until the end of March. But does that mean we can't start celebrating another anniversary at the same time as well? Well, we kind of have to, because The Legend of Zelda's 35th anniversary is coming up very, very soon. In fact, it is coming up on February 21st, which is just in a couple of weeks, so we could be getting some big information for The Legend of Zelda very soon. But before we take a deep dive into what Nintendo could give us for Zelda's anniversary and when this is actually all going to be announced, first, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today's video. If you enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out more than you think. And I also want to give a big thanks and shout out to the channel members. So we can pretty much expect a Zelda 35th Anniversary Direct coming from Nintendo. They did one with Mario, and when they did it with Mario, they did it the exact same day, on the 3rd of September, the actual anniversary, which just happened to fall on a Thursday and work out perfectly for Nintendo. Well, Zelda's does not work out that well. Zelda's anniversary is the 21st, and if they were to do a Direct on that day, it'd be a Sunday, and that just doesn't work out. They don't really have Directs on the weekends. They could, but they don't. Because of Japanese time and stuff like that, it just doesn't work out around the world. So they could definitely do it before. So I would predict them to do a Zelda Direct either the Thursday or Friday before, which would be the 18th or the 19th, respectively. Now let's get into the juicy stuff. What is Nintendo actually going to give us for this anniversary? Well, of course we have to talk about the big three. The big three games that everybody talks about with the Zelda 35th anniversary. That's Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and of course, Skyward Sword. Now hold on, we'll get to the other two in a second, but I just want to focus on these games specifically. These games have already been released in HD versions, at least the first two, not Skyward Sword yet, because Nintendo just chose not to do that yet, because it's my favorite game and they know it. No, I'm just playing. But Wind Waker HD has already happened on the Wii U, and so has Twilight Princess, so these would be almost exact ports just thrown over on the Switch. They've already did the same thing with Mario pretty much and didn't really change the games at all, so I don't really expect them to do anything here, especially since they've already done so on the Wii U, a failing console where they always experiment and try again with the Switch, so this is perfect. And as far as Skyward Sword, it already looks amazing, and all they gotta do is just fix some textures and it's ready to go. Give it kind of a galaxy treatment, and there's really not much they have to do for this 3-pack, and I can see a lot of people still enjoying this. These are 3 giant Zelda adventures that people can take with them on the go or play at home. And of course that leaves the 2 Nintendo 64 games, being Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. What does Nintendo do with these? Maybe these are included in the pack instead? Well, I'm not quite sure. This one is a little bit more difficult than what we did with Mario. Obviously Mario 64 just had Mario 64. You had that DS version, but it still wasn't the same as having a complete brand new remake like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask did on the 3DS, where it pretty much got an entirely new engine. So, could we possibly see those versions of the games rather than the original? I don't think so. I think Nintendo's going to give us these original games. Well, of course, not give us. Nintendo doesn't give anything. But they're going to make us pay for them for a certain price in the eShop. I don't know how this is going to work, but somehow they're going to get these games out. There's no way Nintendo ignores the biggest Zelda games probably in the franchise and kind of what started the 3D Zelda in the first place. And Nintendo's going to capitalize on that. I don't know how much they're going to be, but I feel like these are going to be sold separately somewhere in the eShop for a limited time. Now those are all the games that could be coming back. Now as far as new games, we'll get into that in a second, but there's still some other things that Nintendo did for Mario. For instance, Super Mario Bros. 35, which was a giant original Mario Bros. Battle Royale against 34 other players in order to be the last one standing. You could sabotage other people's screens, and I think they could do something very similar to the original The Legend of Zelda. What they can do is send enemies on other people's screens and maybe try to complete a dungeon as fast as you can, and also just strictly try to stay alive. This could be pretty interesting, and of course it'll be a free-to-play game as long as you have a Nintendo membership. And this will probably only go until whenever the cutoff line is, like they did with Mario, the end of the quarter. They could also have a Zelda-themed Splatfest. I don't know what it would be like. For Mario, they did Mushroom versus Power Star. I don't know what you would do with Zelda. Maybe Shield versus Sword, or maybe 2 games compete, like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I really don't know, but I think something like that could work. Or maybe you pick a piece of the Triforce, Power or Wisdom or Courage. They can't really do 3 teams, but I don't know. We'll figure out what they do, but I'm sure there's going to be some type of Splatoon integration there. Which reminds me, they'll also probably have all kinds of deals and stuff that you can do on their website. Get like collectible pins, get merch such as clothes, toys, accessories, even Legos probably. They'll probably do a whole slew of different things. Well, what's the new announcement? Well, obviously it has to be Breath of the Wild 2. This game has been announced over 2 years ago, and it's finally time to see some more information on this. They can announce the release date maybe for the holiday season, and maybe that's what comes alongside that Switch Pro, and of course just give us a trailer to get us excited about this game once again. That would be a great way to end this whole thing, and they probably should do something like this. Now, I did hear some rumors that there could be Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages remakes coming next year in the same style of Link Awakening, but we're gonna have to wait and see if that's actually true. But a Breath of the Wild 2 ending is something that I think we can all appreciate, and is definitely considering the fact that we haven't gotten much of anything Breath of the Wild 2 related. And I actually want to save this one for the end just in case there's some slight spoilers, because I want to talk about Age of Calamity, a game that already came out last year that was kind of a prequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, if you don't want to be spoiled about some potential DLC that could be coming to the game, this is pretty much the end of the video for you. But if you want to stick around and hear, be my guest. So pretty much, there are some characters in Age of Calamity that are not playable, and those characters might actually become playable in a DLC add-on or update, or maybe even a free update from Nintendo that could be announced here as well. Those characters are Suga, Aster, Robbie, and Purah. These characters could obviously just be added to the game, maybe with some extra missions, and it'd be a cool way to revisit the game for those that have already completed it. But with that, that's pretty much the entirety as to what Nintendo could do for Zelda's 35th anniversary. I think it's going to be a big one, and yes, having all those Mario games was great, but there's just something so jam-packed and just wild and full of adventure with Zelda games. They just feel so much bigger and more expansive, and to have a whole collection of these games on the Switch is just going to be a dream come true. And hopefully it doesn't just sit there as a dream. Hopefully this is a reality. Nintendo puts in maybe a little bit more effort than they did with Mario and make this feel like a true 35th anniversary with collectibles and all types of good rewards and cool things and cooler packages that the games come in. But we have probably no time to wait. It's probably going to be announced very soon as we're approaching the anniversary this month. But let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you think. Do you think this is going to be a bigger anniversary than Mario? Do you think Nintendo's going to do much? Are they not going to do really much at all? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And like always, I will see you all on the next one. See you guys.